Welcome back again. Day 2, talking about the 5 love languages. Again, from Gary Chapman's book, but let's understand the 5 love languages from our Father's heart. Okay, because I honestly believe that Gary Chapman studied out the Word of God to understand this, because it is so true across the board. I see this in men and women and youth and children, that they truly do function under these 5 love languages. And so yesterday we were talking about words of affirmation, and today I want to talk about quality time. So sometimes people talk about quality time as in, I'm just going to give a short time, but it's going to be quality. Well, sometimes you also have to give quantity time. Okay, and I found that especially with my relationship with God. I would think, well, I can give you 10 minutes in the morning, but it's going to be quality time. And I found that when I actually took the time clock off of my time with God, there was such an amazing download that came from Him that I would have missed if I would have kept myself on that time clock. And one of the things that God has been talking to me about is when you're with me, He's saying when I'm with Him, be with Him. When I'm with my husband, be with my husband. When I'm with my children or my grandchildren, be with them. Not just physically in the room, but be with them. And because quality time is not my love language, yes, I love quality time with people, but that's not my main love language. I would find myself texting, emailing people. Because I run a real estate company and a ministry, I would be returning messages. None of that is important. One of the things that I have come to understand is that each day is an absolute gift, and we're not getting it back. And the time that you have with your spouse is precious, and you're not getting it back. So this day, February 19th, 2017, if you get the time to sit down and have a meal with your spouse, why are you worrying about texting sister so-and-so? If you get the opportunity to sit down with your teenager and they truly want time with you, why are you worrying about what's going on over here? Why are you checking your Facebook account? Grandchildren are amazing and precious. If you get the time with your grandchildren, why do you care what's on Instagram or Pinterest? We have become so distracted that quality time has slipped beyond us. And I'm telling you, if that is your spouse's or your children's love language, or maybe it's an employee, maybe it's somebody within your ministry. Jennifer, in our ministry, her love language is quality time. Words of affirmation and quality time. And when I give her quality time on the phone, I see that she feels so built up. And so I'm sorry, Jen, if I haven't given you enough of that. I truly do love you. And just know, people sense your love and they get filled up. One of the things that Gary Chapman talks about in his book is your love tank. And you know, in your gas tank, I don't know if any of you have ever run out of gas. I have, guilty. Well, when you run out of gas and you hear that sputtering sound and you know you're about ready to be left on the side of the road, that's a nasty feeling. Well, he talks about your love tank and not letting it go empty. And so when you start to feel that sputter, It is time to get filled back up. Well, how are you going to fill it back up? But you have to go by the word of God, which is you sow and you shall reap. You sow and you shall reap. So you're not getting your love tank filled up by your spouse. You sow into him or her their love language. You're a single parent and you're not getting your love tank filled up from your children because your love language is acts of service and they don't want to do anything. You start giving them quality time because that's their love language, and they will start to give you your love language, which then fills up your love tank. I love that. And then all of us are filled and all of us are equally supplied. That is just so God. He doesn't want one to be full and one to be empty. I can tell you after 31 years of marriage that I didn't know how to express what I needed or what I wanted. And I thought it was almost selfish for me to ask for it. And I started to feel more and more and more depleted. And I realized I was building him up, but I wasn't getting that. And I was giving him acts of service, but that's not his love language. And so he's just like, yeah, okay, great, thanks. But that's not his love language. So I was feeling depleted. And until I finally said, sweetie, I need you to do this because when you don't do this, it makes me feel like you don't love me. When I give you words of affirmation and you're not filling me back up, I feel empty. Don't be afraid to tell your spouse or your children what you need. You're worth it. And God would want you to do that. Know that he loves you. Know that we love you. Know that we're here for you. If you need prayer, send us a message so that we can call you and pray with you. Continue to send us in your prayer request. Comment and share our Facebook page post. And let's get your comments and your suggestions. We love you, and let's stay connected to each other and to the vine.